What's happening, YouTube? Back in the day gamer here. Thanks for tuning into my channel, and today I'm coming at you with another pickup video. Everything in this lot here is what I picked up back in October. I know I'm behind, same as every pickup video. I say I apologize. I'm behind because I like to play video games. I don't like to edit videos. So let's move on. First thing I'm gonna do is crack open one of these Tallgrass 8-bit IPAs because it coordinates with my suit. I don't care for IPA. I bought that book for the cover. Not a great choice. But if you like IPAs, it's a good one. The first thing I have here is a convention exclusive. It's not a game, but I saw this and I had to have it. It is, there was a lot of glare. Sorry, I got the lights hooked up. It's an 8-bit Mario and Princess toy set, and the box looks like you got your old NES on top of your old CRT TV. Well, cool little package. I saw somebody put this out in their video, and I had to have it. It's a convention exclusive. They gave it away at one of the conventions I didn't go to. But I really like that. It's going up on the shelf for sure. I've already had it up there. I actually took it down just to show it to you guys. Another thing I got also was the Sega Genesis Flashback HD clone system that has 85 built-in games and a cartridge slot to play your original cartridges. Came with this 2 nifty wireless controllers that are of good quality and work great. I did do a review on that. Check it out. I think it's got like 1,000 hits. It was my biggest video ever, so everybody must be interested on how that thing works. I also picked up a Game Boy Advance SP. Last month I got married down in the Florida Keys, and I figured I couldn't be gone 10 days without any video games. So I bought one of these. I never realized how awesome this thing was before until I bought it for the trip. I spent a lot of time by the pool playing it. To go along with it, I bought a Castlevania. Which one is this? Of course my phone rings now. Whatever, it's a Circle of the Moon. This was alright. I didn't love it. I did not take it on the trip with me, but it's a cool game. I picked up 3 more handheld games to take with me on there. First one is Super Mario Land. This is a classic original Game Boy title. One of my first games when I got the Game Boy when it came out back in the day. I never beat it, so I took it on our wedding trip and actually beat it the day after our wedding while lying by the pool under a palm tree. That was fantastic. Then I was shooting some footage 2 weeks later to make this pickup video, and I beat it again while drinking martinis. So for not being able to beat it for a long time, well, I actually never had it for about 2 decades, it's not too tough of a game now. At the same time, I also picked up Super Mario Land 2. Now, I'd never even played this game, but I heard that it was possibly the best Game Boy game out there. If Super Mario Land 1 were the original Super Mario Brothers, then Super Mario Land 2 is basically Super Mario Brothers 3, if you're following me there. It's leaps and bounds better than the first one, and the first one was good. It's got all kinds of things, you know, pretty much like I said, just like Super Mario Bros. 3. You got the overhead map screen, the graphics and the controls are both awesome. This game rocks. I haven't beat it yet, but I'm going to definitely be playing it a lot. So being a huge Simpsons fan, I had to pick this up as soon as I saw it because it's not a game you ever see. I wanted it for a really long time, and that's Simpsons Bart and the Beanstalk. When I actually bought the Game Boy Advance SP for my trip, one of the workers at one of the local shops was like, "Oh dude, I actually got a bag of games I was gonna sell," and so he pulls them out. It was those 2 Mario games, this one and the Castlevania game. I might have picked up something else. No, I didn't, otherwise it'd be in this video. But I wanted this one for a long time. You know, like I said, you never see it. I'm a huge Simpsons fan, and we all know how shitty 8 and 16-bit Simpsons games are. That being said, it is not the best, but it is not the worst. It's way better than Escape from Camp Deadly. I like the Simpsons twist they put on the Jack and the Beanstalk story in the intro. You know, I don't hate this game at all. So jumping back to the Castlevania Circle of the Moon game, it's not bad at all. It's got good graphics, sound effects, Music is really good. I like the RPG elements. My only gripe is that it's on a handheld. How the hell am I supposed to get into a Metroidvania game that's God knows how long on a 2.5 by 1.5 inch screen? So this month, I picked up a big stack, well, medium stack of Nintendo games. I haven't been finding a lot of NES titles, but I got some decent ones here this month. Renegade. So this is the most bland, plain, just basic game I can recall playing. It's not terrible. Graphics, blah. Controls are okay. It sort of has a Warriors movie vibe to it, which is an amusing movie to see at least once. I guess I always confused this game with something different because I expected more from this classic Nintendo title, but I didn't get it. Next one I picked up is the total opposite, Arch Rivals. I remember it as being just okay. Then when I picked it up and played it, I had an absolute blast. I had so much fun after 2 minutes, I decided to play this as the first game in my new segment, NES Happy Hour, which I have since posted, and you should also check out, because I think that came out pretty well. Coincidentally, the next game is also a basketball title, Roundball 2-on-2. Unfortunately, it's no Arch Rivals. This game could be worse. It's on the same level of basic as Renegade, just plain basketball. Graphics are boring, controls are okay. Sometimes there's a foul cut screen, or shooting a foul reverses the camera, and it has a pointer meter. But I was extra unimpressed. And speaking of being unimpressed, Jack Nicklaus, greatest 18 holes of Major League Championship golf. Now this is a title that did not deliver. Just gonna put it right back there on the pile and be done with it. The next game's better than the last two, I promise. Mickey Mouse Capades. This is a game I haven't played since way back in the day. My buddy John that lived across the street from us growing up had this one. It was one of his few games, Jaws and Pitfall being the others. We'd play at his house. It's alright. It's definitely not visually impressive like the 16-bit Disney games I have. But the controls are tight, and typical of Disney games, it's easy. The last NES game in this lot is a black Tengen cart, Afterburner. So a couple weeks ago I saw a video in my feed called Tengenitis by Retro Nonsense. He was talking about his collection, saying how he isn't a collector as much as he is a gamer, but he wants the full NES Tengen set. I also am primarily a gamer as well, so I messaged him to see if he wanted to race. He said yes, so now it's on. So we both have about the same number of these black Tengen carts. It's a fair start. So we're doing a little Tengenitis contest. I also posted a video about that. I am plugging a lot of videos I posted lately, but you know, no eBay, just carts in the wild. So to get the ball rolling, Afterburner, this is my, I don't know, like 7th, maybe 8th Tengen cart. It's not bad. Controls are good, but the graphics, they're a bit disoriented. When you go left and right, it's definitely not the Genesis version. So before we jump into the 16-bit era here, I picked up a couple of magazines. We got a Nintendo Power Strategy Guide, the 4-player version. I'm trying to get all of those. Then this is pretty cool. I'm not sure how I even heard about it, but somebody came out with a new kind of Nintendo Power called the Old School Gamer Magazine. Hope you can see that and there's not a lot of glare on it. It was free. Like I said, I think I saw somebody do a video of it, and I just went right to the website and signed up. When the first issue came out, they sent it to me. It's pretty cool. Came with this big-ass poster, which I'm not going to hang up because there's no more space on my walls. But I thought it was cool. Maybe I'll give it away. So, into the 16-bit era. First game, Gargoyles for the Sega Genesis. So I was after this one for a long time. The graphics and sound in this game are badass. But I got two big problems with it. One is that the controls are kind of squirrely. Sometimes they're just too fast. I know with lots of practice it would seem normal, but now they don't. Second is that sometimes it's too dark. I know it's supposed to be because it's at night and you're a gargoyle creeping around, but sometimes it was hard to see clearly. That being said, visually, it's a 9 out of 10. If your sprite had more detail, it would be perfect. At first, I definitely did not like it, but it's grown on me a little bit. This next one is going to start off a new segment because it just impressed me so much. From now on, when I do pickups, one of the games is going to be my pickup of the month, and I'm going to do a little video on that. And this month's pickup of the month is Dick Tracy for the Sega Genesis. This game is badass. The past couple months, I've been scoring some top-notch Genesis games, and this one is in my top 10 or 5 favorite Genesis games for sure. Dick Tracy, awesome. Right off the bat, this looks like Dick Tracy the movie. They made a game that looks exactly like a 16-bit version of the movie. I'm not going to get too much into it because I am going to do a separate video on it because I like it that much. But it wasn't really that tough. It's cool. It's got all kinds of elements. Rail shooter, platformer, who knows what else is coming. But so far, Dick Tracy, Back in the Day Gamers, October pickup of the month. So quick break. To totally flip it around, last Genesis game I got, Flashback. This game totally sucks. I almost wish I hadn't bought it. Never gonna play it again. I hate it. So these last 4 are Super Nintendo. First one is Super Adventure Island. This is Super Adventure Island, alright. It's an exact 16-bit version of the classic Adventure Island. Controls are the same, which is good. Graphics pop, they're nice and bright. It seems a bit easier to me than the original. The bosses are huge, which is always good. I really like Board 3, when the whale eats you and you're in his belly. Decent game for sure. Next is Ken Griffey Baseball. Ken Griffey Major League Baseball. I heard this was a really good baseball title, so I snagged it up. It is. Lots of teams to choose from. It's really strange that the player names are like famous authors and rock stars. Whatever. Graphics are good. Sprite detail is nice. Some of them are huge meatheads, just ripped forearms. I like that they'll blow bubbles with their gum. I also like how they have temper tantrums when they strike out. Controls are good. It's fast paced for a baseball game, that's for sure. The sprites on the field move super fast, which can be a little squirrely. The fielders also throw the ball super fast. Batting's pretty easy. I like it, and it's definitely in the top tier of baseball games I played, but nothing beats Baseball All-Stars. The final game in the October pickups video is this weird one. Super Famicom title, Great Battle 3. I saw somebody do a review on this, and so I wanted to pick it up because the graphics were impressive. So I did. So yeah, controls are tight, impressive soundtrack. You got tons of crazy enemies. Some of them are cutesy. Got a guy that looks like the Gimp. You got mech scorpions. There's Guido from Star Wars. There's even this overhead map part. There's a shop. You use coins you collect. I'm not sure how that all works because it's in Japanese, but select changes between 4 different characters, kind of like the Little Sam vibe. You know, lots of super crazy Japanese type shit that you miss out on if you don't play any of these Famicom or Super Famicom games. That's why I'm always on the prowl for them, and whenever I see them and pick up a good one, I'm always sure to mention it, because, unless you're watching videos and people are mentioning good imports from Japan and Famicom, Super Famicom, you're not going to know about them, because we don't live in Japan and don't speak Japanese. So that wraps up. There's nothing left in the pile here. They're all over here. I'm going to finish up my Pac-Man 8-bit Pale Ale and play some video games. So thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, as always. And until next time, keep it retro!